Welcome back. Igbogiri, a community in Umuwode local government area of Edo State, has directed a request for attention to its medical needs to the state government. The available health center, meant to serve 3 communities in the area, is poorly equipped in personnel and medical supplies. Hence the call on the state government, which in response has promised to tackle the problem in its planned short, medium and long-term programs for the development of health sector in the state.
A busy market day for Igbogiri community in Umuwode local government area of Edo State. Items on display here and these basins of gari meant for wholesale emerged from the labor of the many farmers who constitute a greater percentage of this community of around 5,000 inhabitants. The council elders, firm in the stance that Igbogiri would be more productive if certain challenges were eliminated, paused their meeting to explain their position, which other residents corroborate.
The roads to the farm are not accessible. There are no roads. Even in the community now, you can see that in the past we used to see the local government coming to grade the villages. For past years, that have been a forgotten story.
First, they disturb us anyhow. We don't know what we go to treat them. Our those state land is very, very good for rice. It's very good for beans. But because we not get the implement, the material to the do them, we not feed them. We not get storage. We go carry them go market once so that it not go spoil for our hand.
Access to quality health care is a clear craving the community has.
There are no hospital here, not even clinic. The health center you see is far away from the neighboring, is in the neighboring villages. At a time when there is emergency in the night, you need somebody to escort you. When there is labor cases in the night, except you have a vehicle that can convey the woman down to either Abudu or Agbo.
There's also a strong desire to see that their children get a formal education in an environment better than what is currently available.
Our children sit on the bare floor. There are no tables, there are no chairs. There are no windows, there are no doors. People defecate inside this school because it's an open place. There is no secondary education facility here. The only one you see are private owned, which they just newly established.
The Commissioner for Wealth Creation, Cooperatives and Employment is Emmanuel Uso. He's also involved in the government's plans to review the education sector in Edo State.
Government has since developed a policy on agri program, which I think the Igbogiri community will fit into. It's government's plan to ensure that all schools are furnished in order to tie up to the basic education program that the state government has developed. I will also be taking a visit along with the Commissioner for Education to that community to see how government can support and bring about the furnishing of the school.
While the state government had earlier promised to refurbish 20 primary health care centers in the state in the near term for a community nearly 100 years old and one about 40 minutes drive from Benin City, the Edo State capital, Igbogiri residents feel the locality has long been ripe for development in all areas and call for steps to attain this shortly. Jessica Olubuse, Channels Television News.
2,000 city volunteers have taken part in the 13th Annual Global Community Day of CitiBank Nigeria in various parts of the country, including Lagos, Aba, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Warri and Kano. Part of their activities for the year is the setting up of a coding center to support the Code Lagos initiative, aimed at training 1 million Lagosians to code by the year 2020. According to the management of the CitiBank, Community Day offers a wide range of service opportunities to work alongside communities and non-profit partners.
These are board members, staff, family members, as well as customers of CitiBank Nigeria Limited, who have volunteered to be part of this year's Global Community Day.
And you are all going to be engaged in different types of work.
As part of their activities, they are setting up a coding center in Lagos, cleaning, painting, landscaping, and even mentoring students in various areas.
You have to have a clear vision.
With over 4 million volunteer hours already under their belt, according to the managing director of the bank, the Global Community Day is a commitment to developing the neighborhood.
You know, sometimes the form in which that commitment takes will change. Today, we're supporting Code Lagos, we're refurbishing the school, we're doing different things. Last time we looked at the library and we scaled that up and we helped renovate that. Last year, we're at another school doing different things. So the form may change, but the substance is eternal. We will be here supporting our community and contributing.
As for the Lagos State government, having CitiBank to support the Code Lagos initiative is key to the success of the project.
It shows the credibility of the program to have a brand like CitiBank partner with us. And for us as a government, we will continue to ensure that the residents in Lagos, you know, wherever you are in Lagos, if you want to learn how to code, then we're going to ensure that the facility to prepare you for that world is ready. And for us, partnering with CitiBank is the key aspect in achieving that.
As far as the bank's chairman is concerned, CitiBank's partnership with the Lagos State government has a vital underlining message.
Our hope is that, paying attention to something like this, partnering with Lagos State government should be able to serve as a catalyst for others who may not have realized that they can make a difference. Okay, and some who did realize it but were reluctant to come forward.
We also have similar programs being run in Aba, Abuja, Warri, Port Harcourt, Lagos, and Kano.
This year's CitiBank Global Community Day aligns its activities to 3 Sustainable Development Goals. Goals number 3 on good health, number 8 on economic growth, and number 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities Drive.
Truck drivers and service providers around the Apapa port in Lagos are lamenting a new directive from the Nigeria Port Authority aimed at tackling the traffic gridlock. According to stakeholders in freight business around the port, the directive by NPA has left them confused as to who to obey since there was a pending order by the Navy on sane traffic management. The confusion is already having its impact on the economy as over 5,000 containers are now stranded inside the port terminal.
Reports from the Nigeria Port Authority say a total revenue of 299.56 billion naira was generated for the 2017 fiscal year. A while ago, records had it that Nigeria economy loses about 20 billion naira on a daily basis to gridlock and failed infrastructure around the Apapa port city. The gridlock, which used to be a dominance around the Mile 2 area, Ibafo, Coconut and Tinkan Island, is now gradually becoming the new face of motorist challenge around the Ikorodu area, especially from Fadeyi all the way to Funsho Williams Avenue. With no signs of abating and the loss of time and money to both the government and other private citizens, many believe the challenge is an enforcement issue. A few months ago, the Nigerian Navy gave an ultimatum to trucks to vacate bridges around the Apapa axis for national security sakes. The trucks complied, but that created another set of problems. The truck drivers pushed back and now litter municipal roads. With almost 300 billion naira in revenue by NPA, 80 billion naira already in the national coffers as revenues generated by the Apapa Command of the Nigeria Customs Service, it is still a mental exercise for many to come to terms as to why the Golden Goose, Apapa Port, and the corresponding infrastructure is not receiving adequate attention.
This is the popular Creek Road in Apapa. To the left, to the right of every side of the road, this is what you see. Interestingly, behind me is the gateway to the port. This is the only entrance and exit from the Apapa Wharf.
In the last week, over 5,000 containers were reported trapped at the port because the truckers say they can't get into the terminals in good time owing to what has been described as a new regulation by the Nigeria Ports Authority.
How long have you been here? Since 4 weeks.
1 week ago, Nigerian Ports Authority came up with the implementation of a new policy whereby they said mandatorily all trucks must first go to holding base owned by shipping companies and wait until they are called up before they can come into the ports.
Several solutions have been proffered, even by the truck operators, which they say would work better than the new MPA directive.
Solution for now, immediate solution is to go on electronic call-up system, a system that will inform every stakeholder, the owner of the truck, the driver of the truck, the shipping line, the terminal operator, the traffic regulator on the road. They will be on the same page.
There are several stakeholders at the ports who depend a lot from maritime activity. Currently, importers and exporters are said to be considering diverting their cargoes to neighboring ports. The cost of turnaround for cargo handling owing to the gridlock is said to be increasing on a daily basis. There's also a nearly completed truck park with a large space opposite the Tinkan port gate started by the last administration, which is not in use yet. And the not too pleasant side is the entire cost and deficits in the balance sheet of these drawbacks that will be passed on to the consumers who are already paying substantially from the effects of gridlock. Clearly, Apapa needs another attention. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
In Anambra State, the government has indicated its plans to partner with the federal government to revive the moribund irrigation pumping system to boost rice production in the state. Governor Willie Obiano stated this during his visit to a 31-year-old facility in Ife-Teogwari, Ayamelum local government area of the state. The revival, according to the governor, will see rice production rise to about 700,000 metric tons.
The Ezu River flows calmly, surrounded by a massive stretch of flourishing vegetation, speaking volume of fertility and abundance. This is where the Ife-Teogwari irrigation pumping system is, but for over 17 years, the infrastructure has been abandoned. Now, Governor Willie Obiano with some leaders of the community are on a mission to the area to revamp and explore the project to help boost rice production in the state. Inside lies the massive facility, built and managed then by Japanese International Cooperation Agency. It has a capacity to pump water through a distance of 16 kilometers of canal to serve 3,850 hectares of land irrigable for rice cultivation.
You know, the spare parts are not bought within any other places to go to Japan. And when the parts were being gotten from around, when Japanese the Jaika left, it became difficult to get past. And by that time, the Hebrew canal collapsed.
After conducting the governor around the facility, he is overwhelmed by the massive Japanese technology and indicates his interest to rehabilitate the facility.
Centralization is fantastic. It takes water from Omabala, you can see it from the window there, and pumps into the giant system here. From there, a lot of engineering work. That water is pushed up the hill there, and from there, they water over 4,000 hectares of land. Currently, slightly over 5,000 farmers are on those lands, and because we are trying to increase our rice production, that's what brought me here. To see what I will tell the Minister of Agriculture when I see him about this facility.
From the irrigation plant, the team heads to the Onitsha Zonal Education Secretariat to inspect the dilapidated structures housing the Education Secretariat, which is being reconstructed.
Last time I was here, how many months? 3 months ago, and you can see that I kept to my word, and I've also instructed that they put a borehole here so people will have facility and the metal fencing so that the beauty of this side will be seen by people passing by.
This visit, the governor gives assurances will be the last of these facilities in this current state, promising that next time he comes, it will be to commission the renovation, which will begin any moment from now.
Still ahead of the news at 10, Rafael Nadal beats Dominic Thiem to win a record 11th French Open title. We'll have more in sports news. Stay with us.